It is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on the Voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. Time now for another interview segment presented by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Things have been going fast in Washington as far as the hearings for the confirmation of Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court, and we're going to get an update now and some of insight into that process. Joining us now, legal expert and a fellow in the invitation-only International Academy of Trial Lawyers. He's also with the American College of Trial Lawyers and a fellow at the International Society of Barristers, Quentin Brogdon. Thank you very much, Quentin, for joining us here on Indiana in the Morning.
Good morning, Josh.
Pleasure to have you on board. So let's talk about the confirmation hearings. We're at a point now where the lawmakers have set aside a specific date now to, I guess, vote up or down as far as Amy Coney Barrett joining the Supreme Court. It looks like it's going to be on October 22nd. But let's go back to the actual hearings. And is it me, or have things been moving very quickly as far as this confirmation hearing is going?
Things have been moving very quickly, and that's been a bone of some contention from the Democratic side. They've accused the Republicans of hypocrisy because the Republicans blocked President Obama's nomination of Merrick Garland 9 months before the election in 2016, and yet we're a period of just over 40 days here, and the Republicans are pushing this through, the Democrats are saying, with undue haste. And the issue is, she will be voted on by the Judiciary Committee. She emerged largely unscathed out of the hearings last week, and her confirmation is almost certain, to cut to the chase. But this Thursday, the 22nd of October, she should be voted out of the committee on party lines, Republicans in favor and Democrats against. Then she'll be going to the full Senate. Speaker McConnell, Majority Leader McConnell says, this Friday, the 23rd, and then she'll be voted on by the full Senate as soon as October 26th or October 27th, next Monday or Tuesday, just a week from today. And the election, is November 3rd, and then there's an Obamacare case where Obamacare hangs in the balance that will be argued before the court and before her if she's confirmed, which it looks like she will be, November 10th. So all of this is going at pretty much a breakneck pace, and make no mistake, it's going to change the tilt of the court. It will be a 6-3 conservative tilt. Mm-hmm. And things like Obamacare, Roe versus Wade, abortion, Second Amendment, right to bear arms, power of regulatory agencies, LGBT rights, and even the election itself, if there's a contest and it goes before the United States Supreme Court, all could be influenced by her confirmation if she is confirmed.
With the Democratic side claiming foul here with the fact that things are being rushed through, could this be just much more political moving, maybe just another turn in this political chess game?
Sure. Both sides have played politics in recent years with nominations to the United States Supreme Court. Not that long ago in historical terms, Justice Antonin Scalia and Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, on polar opposites of the ideological spectrum, but both were confirmed by affirmative votes in excess of 95 out of 100 senators. Sadly, those days are long gone, and each side now politics, and one of the things being discussed is increasing the number of justices on the court. Some in the Democratic Party are arguing for that. Thus far, at least, Biden has not taken a firm position on it, although in the past he has said he was against that, any move to increase the number of justices.
You said that Amy Coney Barrett actually came out unscathed from these hearings, and what were some of the things that impressed you about her?
Well, she had a quiet dignity and a quiet grace, and you couldn't help, regardless of the ideological side of the spectrum you're on, empathizing with her and her family having to go through this process, whether she was a liberal justice or a conservative justice, going before the senators and being grilled pretty sternly over her positions. And she's taken positions that are, in the eyes of some, particularly on the liberal side of the spectrum, very controversial. She's written and been critical of Roe versus Wade and the right to abortion. She's been critical of Obamacare. She's been very pro-Second Amendment. some of your listeners will be very much in favor of those positions that she's taken. Others of your listeners will not be. But she handled the questioning very well. She continued a long-standing tradition now of just not forecasting or previewing exactly how she would rule. And the liberals would say she was ducking and dodging those answers, but she was not giving specific answers. But in fairness to her, that's been done, again, on both sides of the ideological spectrum in these types of hearings.
And also, it was interesting to note that in some points of these hearings, there were some light moments. I mean, people were asking, some of the people were asking if she liked dogs or cats or things like that. I just thought that those lighthearted moments really kind of broke up everything that was involved. I mean, you kind of need those in that sort of situation to hear how she might react to a funny situation.
That's right. By all accounts, she in person is a nice person. There was some emotional testimony on Thursday, the last day of the hearing. In particular, Laura Walk, who is the first blind woman to clerk for the Supreme Court of the United States. She is a former student of Judge Barrett, and she told in very riveting testimony about her first days at the University of Notre Dame, where Judge Barrett was a law professor, and problems that Ms. Walk was having with the technology she needed to attend and be able to, read the materials, and how Judge Barrett, who was her professor, stepped in and said, "This is my problem now, it's not your problem anymore," and she got the problem solved. And so that was very powerful emotional testimony. There was testimony on the other side as well, abortion rights activist who obtained special permission to have an abortion without her parents' permission, talked about how important that was to her. Mm-hmm. So there was emotional testimony on both sides. But yes, Judge Barrett, by all accounts and by all appearances, is a nice person.
All right. Quentin, thank you very much for joining us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning to talk about the recent Supreme Court confirmation hearings, and we wish you all the best. Thanks again, sir.
Thanks, Josh. Stay safe in Pennsylvania.
And you do the same, sir. That is Quentin Brogdon, the legal expert and fellow in the invitation-only International Academy of Trial Lawyers, joining us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on the Voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. And our interviews are brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people.